Universal Religion, its Realization, Part 5. Now, from this, we see that there are various grades and types of human minds and what a task religions take upon them. A man brings forth 2 or 3 doctrines and claims that his religion ought to satisfy all humanity. He goes out into the world, God's menagerie, with a little cage in hand and says, God and the elephant and everybody has to go into this. Even if we have to cut the elephant into pieces, he must go in. Again, there may be a section with a few good ideas. Its followers say all men must come in, but there is no room for them. Never mind, cut them to pieces, get them in anyhow. If they don't get in, why, they will be damned. No preacher, no section have I ever met that pauses and asks, why is it that people do not listen to us? Instead, they curse the people and say, the people are wicked. They never ask, how is it that people do not listen to my words? Why cannot I make them see the truth? Why cannot I speak in their language? Why cannot I open their eyes? Surely they ought to know better, and when they find people do not listen to them, if they curse anybody, it should be themselves. But it is always the people's fault. They never try to make their sections large enough to embrace everyone. Therefore, we at once see why there has been so many narrow-mindedness, the part always claiming to be the whole, the little finite unit always laying claim to the infinite. Think of the little sections born within a few hundred years out of fallible human brains making this ignorant claim of knowledge of the whole of God's infinite truth. Think of the arrogance of it. If it shows anything, it is this, how vain human beings are. And it is no wonder that such claims have always failed, and by the mercy of the Lord are always destined to fail. In this line, the Mohammedans were the best of. Every step forward was made with the sword, the Quran in the one hand and the sword in the other. Take the Quran or you must die. There is no alternative. You know from history how phenomenal was their success. For 600 years, nothing could resist them, and then there came a time when they had to cry halt. So will it be with other religions if they follow the same methods. We are such babies. We always forget human nature. When we begin life, we think that our fate will be something extraordinary, and nothing can make us disbelieve that. But when we grow old, we think differently. So with religions. In their early stages, when they spread a little, they get an idea that they can change the minds of the whole human race in a few years and go on killing and massacring to make converts by force. Then they fail and begin to understand better. We see that these sections did not succeed in what they started out to do, which was a great blessing. Just think, if one of those fanatical sections has succeeded all over the world, where would man be today? Now the Lord be blessed that they did not succeed. Yet each one represents a great truth. Each religion represents a particular excellence, something which is its soul. There is an old story which comes to my mind. There was some ogress who used to kill people and do all sorts of mischief. But they themselves could not be killed until someone found out that their souls were in certain birds, and so long as the birds were safe, nothing could destroy the ogresses. So each one of us has, as it were, such a bird, where our soul is, has an ideal, a mission to perform in life. Every human being is an embodiment of such an ideal, such a mission. Whatever else you may lose, so long as that ideal is not lost and that mission is not hurt, nothing can kill you. Wealth may come and go, misfortunes may pile mountains high, but if you have kept the ideal entire, nothing can kill you. You may have grown old, even 100 years old, but if that mission is fresh and young in your heart, what can kill you? But when that ideal is lost and that mission is hurt, nothing can save you. All the wealth, all the power of the world will not save you. And what are nations but multiplied individuals? So each nation has a mission of its own to perform in this harmony of races, and so long as that nation keeps to the ideal, that nation nothing can kill. But if that nation gives up its mission in life and goes after something else, its life becomes short and it vanishes. And so with religions. The fact that all these old religions are living today proves that they must have kept this mission intact. In spite of all their mistakes, in spite of all difficulties, in spite of all quarrels, in spite of all the incrustations of forms and figures, the hearts of every one of them is sound. It is throbbing, beating, living heart. They have not lost, any one of them, the great mission they came for. And it is splendid to study that mission. Take Mohammedanism, for example. Christian people hate no religion in the world such as Mohammedanism. They think it is the very worst form of religion that ever existed. As soon as a man becomes a Mohammedan, the whole of Islam receives him as a brother with open arms without making any distinctions, which no other religion does. If one of your American Indians becomes a Mohammedan, the Sultan of Turkey would have no objection to dine with him. If he has brains, no position is barred to him. In this country, I have never yet seen a church where the white man and the Negro can kneel side by side to pray. Just think of that. Islam makes its followers all equal, so that you see is the peculiar excellence of Mohammedanism. In many places in the Quran, you find very sensual ideas of life. Never mind. What Mohammedanism comes to preach to the world is this practical brotherhood of all belonging to their faith. That is the essential part of the Mohammedan religion. And all the other ideas about heaven and of life, etc., are not Mohammedanism. They are accretions.